and point guards. Next topic, um, Draymond Green. Let's talk about Draymond Green.
Yeah, so like this is one where dogs them was actually all here with us to discuss, but I think it's a trending topic and so we have to do it. Um
Yeah,
to me, when I see these things that German has been doing,
yeah,
it's just too much. That's how I go and describe it, short and sweet. In
yeah,
is we play basketball, you know what I mean? Basketball is there's no room for them type of thing there in basketball in my opinion. Like the whole
yeah.
fighting, that type of temper tantrum is just not becoming of just a man in general. You don't want to be out playing a game. It's a sport, and you make your tempers flare and things get you stressed and bogged down, and you're moving like this. As Nurkic said, there's something going on. And there's something been going on with German that I feel
Yeah,
like the State Warriors acted like they were handling, but they weren't. They just have somebody who I feel like is just an employee to them, and then just get as much as they can out of him. I could be wrong about that. They could be trying to help, but it's obviously not working. And I
mm-hmm.
think I think the commissioner basically gave him a suspension for whenever it's not it's open. So to me, that's the right decision. Like you can't be having this can't be taken lightly. I thought he was supposed to get at least a 25, 30 game suspension, but I think indefinitely. I
Yeah,
mean, that's cool.
that's
Indefinitely is cool for me. Like that's how I feel about this. Like I don't, I don't tolerate them foolishness. Like if you want to fight, that's different, yo. Them there to play a sport,
right.
and nothing that Nurkic did a while ago would have lead up to it. That's why I say getting it is something more than that. Because it's not like them in the heat of a tussle or a battle getting space, rebounding and
Mm-hmm.
pushing away. It's not like that. I'm not contesting anything. I'm just wild out, bro.
Right. And like it's crazy that this is happening right now because when the last May, well, he had some stuff from earlier this season, but I think the last major one that was of great concern to me was in the playoffs when him stomp on Sabonis, and at the
Yeah.
time a lot of people were saying, "Yo, the punishment is too much," and them using him past against him and all kind of stuff. But to me, like I especially hate that type of stuff. Cause to me, if you want to fight, let's stop the game. Let's fight. Right? I find it very weak when if you're playing a sport like basketball, you throw cheap shots. You know what I mean? Cause a lot of people that you go to the park and a guy on the court, him have a reputation or him have a style to throw cheap shots and throw elbows or want to hit people and make it seem like him playing ball. I always find that really corny. Cause like we
It's
could
like,
just stop the game and fight, like if you really want to fight, let's fight. But those people rarely ever, if it was to come to that, actually want to fight. Them just like to use the opportunity to throw a cheap shot on somebody. So I really hate that type of shit. So even from that Sabonis thing, I was like, yeah, they need to punish him in a way that him would learn him lesson, but them allow it to continue. You enable him, so him coming to the new season with the same behavior, doing more crazy stuff. Him choke Gobert. Steve Kerr went on the podium and lied.
oh, yeah, last few
Yeah,
games.
Steve
That's
Kerr going there and say how him
just
that
facing a
Gobert was
suspension.
hitting. Right,
Just facing suspension from that.
right. And imagine you choking Gobert and Gobert didn't even know. You know what I mean? Gobert over here handling something with somebody else. You run up from behind him to choke him. Like, you know what I mean? Would he actually face up Gobert if it was like, okay, make a fight now then? All right, that's how it is. Let's fight. He wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? So people even trying to make it seem like he punked Gobert. Really, him get off a cheap shot on Gobert too. It's a whole bunch of cheap shots in throw as far as I see. Even with Jordan Poole, cheap shot. You know what I mean? Yes, Poole pushed him, but I didn't think Poole really was anticipating like a fight. Poole obviously kind of crazy as well to push somebody and not really have any thing in your brain to get ready. But I think the cheap shot thing with him really disgusts me. I don't like that shit. You know what I mean? For real.
I
And
just no man. I just feel like yeah, it's just too much, brother. It's just too much. You just
no.
get suspended for that, and then to kind of follow up your point, I think is the kind of the opposite. I think the man afraid of Draymond, bro. I
Like
have a
pool?
no, this some of them man here in the NBA in general.
Okay.
Some of them just afraid of Draymond and don't want to get into the action with him because you are say a man a drape up your Bridget. If you think as a teammate, brother, if you think you can drape him
Oh,
off your
Carl
Bridget,
Anthony Towns. Yeah. Oh my God.
kind of soft, bro. That just seems soft.
Well, Carl Anthony Towns. I mean, I don't want to be.
Failed everything. That just seemed wild to me. Yeah, you see a man I get choked out and they don't even walk up and say, yo, easy now. Yeah, man, them just watch
Yeah.
it up. Man, them just watch it
Crazy.
up, bro.
No, but
Watch
Jimmy Butler, that's part of the reason Jimmy Butler had to leave Minnesota probably is that type of attitude. And I mean, 'cause I don't understand what Towns was doing. Other people commented about that. They're like, yo, what was Towns doing? You see the man choking your teammate. What are you doing? Why you didn't choke him
man,
back? Something.
the man in shock, brother. The man just did it. This did it. This a free. Like,
Yeah, that
like
shit
a
was
day in the
insane.
headlights. It's like a day in the headlights. Don't know what for the like. It never ever day in
Yes.
a situation you have to look out for your virgin, bro. I want to
And
like
like you're
that.
saying to like Nurkic wasn't isn't it's Nurkic, right? Yeah, Nurkic wasn't even doing that much to him. Cause basketball is a contact sport, right? As far as I am concerned. So the little bit of grabbing or whatever Nurkic was on with him, like I just don't see how that warrant that type of well, it's a
Well,
cheap shot in throw still, you know what I mean?
none of these things warrant anything, any reaction that Draymond does. And I feel like
Well,
just playing himself out of the league. Like I honestly think not even playing himself, him just acting himself out of the league. I think he's a good
mhm.
enough player, but it's just I don't know mentally, bro. You
That's a
need a bit.
conversation to act or two things, right? We want the game to be physical. We want the toughness to be brought to the back to the league. But we definitely don't want the cheap shots and the unnecessary shenanigans, right? So
Mhm.
that's where Draymond crossed the line. It's good to play physical, it's good to be aggressive and stuff. The cheap
Correct.
shots and the grind kicks, chest stomps, rear naked chokes. I mean, some of that stuff not even allowed in the UFC, you know what I mean? And I watch the UFC, you know what I mean?
Like,
So, like, the rear naked choke would be nice in the first, second round of the, I don't know, heavyweight bouts for the
like
UFC, but
don't
not
get
on the
it
court.
twisted. We all are ball players. We all grew up with this one dude who just kept on fouling people and just get in your face and act like him bad, so you would have been scared. And then you learn like, oh,
Right,
it don't work like that. We're playing basketball. Like, dog, that extra stuff don't mean nothing. It can be a Caldwell Pope. You can play good defense, and that's all you do. Isn't me? You don't have to do the
right,
extra. You have to be in people's face. You don't have to be subverbal. You have to be
exactly.
no help. It end up
Good,
hindering him and his team for how many times. German brings something
yeah,
to the game that's very beneficial. His play and how him read the defense around him is why he's such a good player in his system. They've made him a great player playing the way they play, using his options.
right,
He's intelligent when it comes to basketball. In terms of
right,
everything, the thing outside of the basketball, the interpersonal thing, that
right.
could be better.
'Cause nah, it's a good thing you said that because like I actually think he's overrated to me. Like he has been getting a lot more credit than he deserves, especially as a defender. Cause to me, a good defender, especially nowadays, is one that's capable of having that impact on defense without necessarily fouling as much or resorting to dirty tactics. So like Kawhi Leonard, you know what I mean, is a guy. I remember when he was healthy, the stat was coming out that he had more steals than fouls in his entire career. I don't know if that's still the case, but to me, Kawhi is clear cut. You can see it. He's a good defender. He doesn't need to do anything extra. He don't have to fight you. He just can keep it simple. He can steal the ball from you if you're careless with it. So like Kawhi, and funny enough, Draymond was trying to what market or like put himself up there. I'm the best defender in NBA history. I find that to be crazy. It look even crazier now when you see these type of things because if you're such a good defender, you shouldn't have to resort to these type of tactics, you know? And you'd have the
Yeah,
composure as well to just play the game and have a positive impact. You'd be winning so convincingly that you wouldn't be having those type of reactions as well, in my opinion. So Draymond really kind of messing up right now. I don't want him out of the league though. I want him still in the league, but I think they kind of spoiled him to a certain point. Like when you're raising a child right now, it's kind of like a spoiled child. He's been getting his way for a long while now, so it's kind of weird.